live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. Boys and girls, I'm ready to rock. I hope you are. I brought the big guns today. D. Howe in the building. Court, how's it going? Claude, how are you? Deepak, Doug, Donnie, Mr. Ed, Geraldine's in the building. Heath, Wiley, Ira, thanks for being here. Jim Lynch, Joe, Marta Moses, Matthias, Michael, tons of people. I'm loving it. I'm pumped. So good. John says applause. Yeah. DJ says yo, yo. Kevin says hello from beautiful Bradenton, Florida. I love it. Andrew says, you're my hero, Jeremy. Dude, I'm trying to be like you, Mr. Andrew. Tell Taryn I said, hey, hope you had a great day. Francisco, my buddy. How's it going? Jorge, I got your message. Me and you, I think we'll link up sometime this weekend probably, yeah? Thanks for reaching out to me, man. I appreciate it. Marsha, how are you? Thanks for being a part of Real Life Trading. Matthew, thanks for signing up. By the way, thanks so much for everyone who has signed up so far. You'll be getting a personal welcome packet from everyone, Ashley, and all that good stuff this weekend. The links will be changing. I know you guys all know that. But this is the free week. Next week, we'll start the back to the grinds of awesomeness. And we'll be sending out new links for the morning room, afternoon room, and of course, for all those who sign up, we'll be sending out the links to register for the cryptocurrency program, which starts on Monday. Ying, how are you? Greg Hill says 3R in paper trade today. It's beginning to make sense. Fantastic, man. That's the point. That is certainly and without question, that's the goal, right? Slowly but surely. I did have a trader ask me earlier today, hey, Jeremy, so what would you suggest? Should I start off with paper trading or should I just hop in with real money? Like, what do you think? And the answer to that question really is it depends on a lot. It depends on your experience level. It depends on how much money you have in your account. Those are really the two biggest things. And I would say for the vast majority of you, start with paper trading, right? It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. There's zero chance you can lose money when it's fake, right? So I would say start off with paper trading, learn, make some mistakes, piddle around. And then when you start with real money, yeah, for the first week or two or month, do like a small R unit until you really know what you're doing. And then don't be afraid to ask if you need more help. That's why we're here. We have some phenomenal moderators on the list. We got Angie Barbosa on the 1s and 2s. And I think Ashley Allen is here, but I'm not entirely sure. It says Dylan, but Dylan could be Ashley or Ashley could be Dylan. I don't know these days. Technology. SPY didn't really do all that much today. Let me take all these stocks off the list. These are just our gaps. So SPY, all right, every single day, start off the afternoon room by looking at the SPY. The trend, still bullish. Today's candle has a specific name. Anybody want to take a stab at the name of today's candle? Roberta says, I need to talk to you. Can you call me? Roberta, can you email me and let's schedule a time to chat? My email address is jeremy@reallifetrading.com. I am absolutely happy to do that, but just gotta schedule it. Yeah. Inside Day Candle is today. Inside Day Jaden. There you go. Ken Freeman, I knew you would get it. Justin says, whenever you ask, that's a wicked pair. Very close to a wicked pair as well. I agree. It really is pretty much a wicked pair candle. So you have nice little bearish candle, kind of a wicked pair, inside day candle. All those would be correct. So what's important on SPY is if we continue trading sideways on Friday and then we break out higher on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, what's the trend going to do? It's going to keep going. No massive reason to think anything otherwise. So anyway, SPY, trend looking good. Things are hanging out. That's what we got. So SPY grinding higher, 297.40. Earnings season is here. You know, be a bull, buy the dip if we get one. The Qs, also an inside day candle, also a kind of a wicked pair candle. So could we go lower? Absolutely. Will we go lower? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, when I say lower, I mean like actually lower, not just like a very small move, but you know, actually a little bit lower. Something like this. Is that going to happen? I do not think so. More than likely, we could go lower quickly, right? So for some day trading, we could do it really quick. But then again, hashtag buy the salsa. Greg, this is a really easy question too. So I'm glad you asked. He said, what makes it an inside day? So what I want you to do is I want you to put your eyes on these numbers right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over yesterday's candle. Notice the high and the low. Okay? So the high and the low. And then if we look at the high and low of this candle, the entire day's range of today is inside the high and low of yesterday. You're going to hear me use those terms a lot because it represents pressure building. It represents really kind of a non-event, if you will. And when a non-event like this happens, it allows the market to rest. It allows the market to build pressure. And most importantly, the combination of both of those things. So let's say we keep trading sideways, all the moving averages start pushing up the market, and then we pop. It could be a lot of fun for everybody. So anyway, that's the Qs. Overall, today is Transportation Thursday. Here's the IYT. IYT, a little bit of a double top, a smidge bearish. You had two big bearish days back to back. Really, this is all from airlines. So we're going to have a fun day talking about airlines today and where to buy these things, and or if we're looking at shorting them, where to short them. I don't know if we're going to short them specifically, but you know, we'll see. The big thing is we did close below. Oh boy, that's weird. We did close below a very nice bullish candle right there today on the IYT. I'm not saying anyone has to short this. I'm not going to personally short this. It just kind of gives us an idea usually of what the overall transportation sector is doing. So I would say as normal, we probably pull back a little bit farther. 193.37 is the 10 EMA on the weekly. We're obviously in a strong bullish trend. If I was going bearish, can anyone guess my time frame? If I was playing anything bearish on IWN, or I'm sorry, IYT or the transportational sector, what would be my time frame? Steven got it. Very short term. Yeah. Hours to a day or two or three, right? Because it's counter trend. Counter trend. It's counter trend, meaning it's going against the direction of the trend. What was more likely, as Marios is mentioning, is if it trades down to something like this, something like this, something like this, and then you play the bounce off the 50. What do you guys think? Will the bounce off the 50 work? Who knows? That's not our job to decide. All we can do is we figure out what is the trend, and then we get to determine, do we want to play this particular stock or ETF or not? And if we don't, we move on, and if we do, we create the plan, and when it happens, we pull the trigger. So that's the IYT. Here's the IWM, which is the Russell 2000 ETF, and we did close higher barely from yesterday. Most ETFs are already up a little bit pre-market, but that can change massively overnight. And that's pretty much all I got on the IWM. So any questions, concerns, thoughts, or oppositional viewpoints regarding the entire markets? Otherwise, we're just going to hop into the stocks that we have requested and get ready to blaze some trails. Hi, Deepak. What's going on, sir? All right, let's get rocking. Transportation Thursday, first on the list, Carvana, ticker symbol CVNA. My good buddy, trading friend, George is looking at taking this trade. Deepak says, got two of us. Yeah, Team Deepak's about to get ready to crush this market. So Carvana, what is interesting about Carvana, and again, shout outs to George. So George was able to snag this bullish around here somewhere. Any guesses where he exited? Yep, right there. Very nice, obvious resistance. Boink, boink, boink. So that was where he took the trade, traded back down to the 50 EMA, kind of bouncing off that spot. So from here, Carvana's trading pretty sideways, something like this. So my thought would be it worked once. So if it traded back down to the 50, you could look to trade it again. Otherwise, that would be one try. If it doesn't bounce off of there, George, I would look to trade it down here, right about 13 and some change. So if it doesn't bounce off the 50 and does this, then I think you can get a little bit lower and you can kind of play this channel. Carvana looks like a little bit of a channel to me. I'm interested to see the future of this stock because it could be a really fun mix-up in the car dealership world. The rental space, Carvana, pretty cool concept. And anyway, I'm just kind of interested to see the channel and going to be keeping an eye on the stock ever so often. But a little bit more of a longer term approach. I don't see anything short term right now that looks exceptional. So that is my thoughts, Mr. George. Jim says, where do you think Bitcoin is off to these days? Email me and I'll send you a chart, Jim. All right. And or make sure to hop in and get ready for the cryptocurrency class, and I'll be talking Bitcoin days in a row. Carvana, done. Here's Car Guru, CARG, which is a stock that I've made fun of almost endlessly. Very volatile. Not a lot of volume either. I forget who was looking at this one just yesterday. But here's a support resistance. You guys can see all of this white space right there. Tons and tons of white space. No candles, no wicks here. So when it broke up, it traded right to resistance. It pulled back to that old resistance, new support. And you would have had to have a limit buy ready to go, just sitting there to buy at old resistance, new support. Because by the way, that's how all the big boys and big girls do it, right? They have their orders ready to go. That's how double bottoms and things like that are formed. They're not waiting for quote unquote confirmation. They are having their prices set up. They know where they're buying. They bought there once and they made money, so they're looking at doing it a second time. Got a little bit of a higher low. So the ironic part is Car Gurus actually looks like it's working on breaking out. So it'd be kind of an interesting thing to see what's going to happen. Mario says, is the upcoming crypto program a daily or weekly webinar or a one-off webinar? Good question. Yes, it's going to be all week next week. It's like a program. So I guess the term would be one-off. But then from there, after everyone learned how to trade cryptos and all that kind of good stuff, then, I mean, possibilities for a crypto webinar, trading room, all that stuff is always applicable. Never know. Michael says, must have 15 traders. Who's 15 traders? What does that mean? Daniel says, what's the cost? It is part of the special, Mr. Daniel Mitchell. It is part of the winter real life trading sale. $169 gets you everything. Get in, have a blast. Oh, on the stock, Michael, yeah, there's about 15 people trading this one. Exactly. I didn't buy Car Gurus on this bounce, but anyway. No trade set up on it yet. Let's keep moving on. Now, here is Spirit Airlines. This was an interesting move. So Spirit Airlines is doing its thing and hanging out. So this particular these two green lines are just chilling. And these green lines were some intraday triggers that I was looking at last week on Thursday when we looked at Spirit Airlines. And the reason I was looking at this is because white candle gapped up. That was a retest gap. We retested, and then you got these two very small candles just hanging out. Very small candles. So it is one of those things where based on that candle, since it did retest and it did pull back, my thought was, hey, anything is possible here. If it bounces off the moving averages, go bullish. If it breaks the moving averages, go bearish. And that was kind of the analysis on Spirit Airlines. So we gapped down pretty nicely just yesterday. This was a bearish gap and go on Spirit Airlines. Let me show you how your boy Brad Reed got right at 2 R's on Spirit yesterday. And again, this was in the free day trading room that was open for everyone who wanted access to it. Spirit Airlines had a nice gap down, immediately got bought up, and then this lower shadow represents some buying pressure. This candle is an inside day candle, and then you get another bullish candle, kind of like a double top looking thing, right? So here's kind of the double top coming in, and he went in bearish right below the wicks of those candles with a stop right there, and it was just a very, very nice bearish trade on Spirit Airlines. We traded that one yesterday in the morning trading room. So what now? Well, we come out to a weekly chart and figure this out. The cool part about Spirit is it traded already to a really good location right about there. Pretty good support. Pretty good support. I'm thinking we could probably trade back down to that that level. Yeah, I think that's very doable. We pulled up the long-term moving averages. Okay, so we ran into those as a resistance back to the daily. So the 100 symbol's around 38.50. We could pause there a little bit. I don't have any position on Spirit. Don't plan on having anyone right now. But what I could say is for those who do want to trade Spirit, you got support resistance right there, 38.50. So if you were buying it, that's one place you could at least tiptoe in or look to get something. And then the next spot would really probably be 33, back down to that support. So that's kind of my thought. And overall, I'll just look at that to bounce at one of those locations depending on which location and again your time frame and all that kind of good stuff. So that's Spirit Airlines. Nothing too amazing other than that beautiful day trade yesterday. By the way, anybody want to shout out what type of gap that was? What type of gap do we got there on Spirit Airlines? I'm all about that gap, no candle. I'm all about that gap, gap. Bearish gap and go. You know it for sure. Yeah, so really good gap down, white candle gapping down. That's kind of how we spotted it in the day trading room, and that's how we, well, you know, nailed it. Okay, so next on the list, we got ourselves Whirlpool, WHR. And Whirlpool, Snapdragons. I knew I missed this one. Poop. Let me see where I can try, if we can get it on a pullback. Man. Now, Whirlpool, what direction would you guys say is it? What type of trend is Whirlpool in? I guess you could use, you're welcome to use some of my definitions if you can't help. Yeah, bullish to neutral / sideways, right? Definitely a consolidation, but it has been going up to some extent, just very slowly. I mean, this is 40 bucks down here, and this is 183, so it's going higher. So it's bullish to neutral. Let me go look and see if there's any credit spread premium really quick. WHR, we got earnings just happened. So if we can get a spread down here, I mean, I doubt it, but that would be fantastic. 160, nope, no money. No money. Balderdash. The reason I was looking at this trade is because, well, obviously you guys can guess. Oh, Michael said it's all washed up. Nice. Yes. Very good bullish gap right there. And that was the gap and go, right? It did open above. So yesterday when it closed above that 200, that was a good spot. So for anyone who was looking at trading Whirlpool, I would say entry would be a retest of the 200, something like that. Stop would be about 167, give or take. It's kind of what I'm going is. Marcia is typing in AMAT. Was that the wrong window, Marcia, or did you want me to look at AMAT? Next on the list is Hawaiian Airlines, ticker symbol HA. Good old Hawaiian Airlines. Let's pull this one up on a weekly and type in a 3 if you know exactly where to buy Hawaiian if you were planning on it. I mean, that is blissfully obvious. Again, not planning on buying Hawaiian. You can't be in everything. It's okay, right? You would only want to trade this if you were planning on getting in. If you're not planning on getting in, then don't stress about it. That's all right. There's no way that you can be in everything. I wouldn't want you to be in everything. Don't stress about it. But yeah, you'd want to start planning for that double bottom. Exactly. You want to start getting ready for that and have an order ready to go to start buying down here. Will it bounce? Who knows? That sounds like a game show. Welcome to Will It Bounce? Up next, a toaster. So Hawaiian Airlines, we're going to see if it's going to trade down into the 200. And again, if you're looking at buying it, that's where one would. And kind of see what's going on there. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Ashley says, how to decide what to place order in, balance, available, or open positions. Oh, that's tough. That's all comes down to your trading plan, Ashley. I know you said you want to chat with me about that. It's going to come down to some rules. Got to have rules about how many positions to be in, what type of positions they are, because it's all about risk. Right, it's all about risk. So usually it comes down to how many order open positions you have rather than a balance. So for example, if you got $1 million account and you have 3 positions, but they tie up 900 grand, then you'd probably want to wait. So it really depends on how much risk capital is on the table. But again, don't worry about trading everything. There's tons of opportunities out there. Marta, I think Delta is upcoming, and I did put AMAT on the list for you next tomorrow, but I think Delta's on this list. Shoot, it's not. Well, I'll definitely put Delta because we traded it today. Yeah, of course. So that's my take on Hawaiian Airlines. That's my take. Now, if you wanted to play it short term, right, into the 200, if we break below that, specifically if we close below that hammer candle right there, I think it's pretty obvious that we'll slowly trade down to that level. And again, that could be your short-term bearish day trading opportunity. Let's hop over to Delta. By the way, type in a 1 if you got a chance to day trade Delta with us today. Woo! Look at the 1. Stephen Matias, Robert Falco, myself. We posted this one in Slack. I posted this one in TradingView. We did it in the day trading room. Matias has made an R. So here's the trade setup on it. It was a nice R, just a good old healthy R. Fabian made an R. Proud of you, Fabian. Yeah, I did right at the same. I was trading this one from the barber shop. Brought my computer like a nerd. Such a nerd. DAL. Here was the setup right here. That was it, right? So I published this one on TradingView. So just in case anyone follows us on TradingView, you had access to this trade, right? That was a setup right there. Paid to get the haircut, exactly. And then, of course, as usual, for those of you who subscribe to the real life trading rooms, any one of the rooms, gives you access to Slack. And here is the posting on Delta. Where'd it go? Wasn't quite that far. Give me 1 second. 12. This was it right here. So I posted it at 12:45. Here's the exact trade setup. And then here's the chart that I had on it. So it was at 12:45 Central, 1:45 Eastern. Yeah. Ashley says, can we pin those trades in Slack? Yeah, you have the ability to pin anything, I believe, as a participant. Yep. So anyway, I'm just saying that was really cool stuff. Raj made it. What's up, Raj? Hey, bud. Okay, so Delta, anyway, sorry, chatting about day trades. What next? Here's what I think is what next. This is a nice gap. Any guesses on what type of gap this is? This is a nice retest gap, exactly. Michael, post those in Slack. I know you just signed up the other day, so if you don't throw those in Slack, I'll look at those tonight, and some other traders can look at those as well. Yeah, a lot of traders do weekly spreads, so heck yes. Asha says, but what if I'm not able to see the live Slack at the time? Then you miss the trade. It's okay. Plenty of opportunities. Trust me. You gotta remember that we all miss out on billions of dollars every hour in the market. Every hour. If you can't be there, that's all right. We do all we can to give you the opportunities, but if you can't be there, it's cool. Not a problem. No worries. I miss out on trades every day, every hour of every day. Just make your R, enjoy, lock it up. But you can get Slack to give you notifications on your cell phone, as Steven says. Yeah. Michael says, don't need billions, just a good share. Exactly. So here's the deal, guys. You're absolutely right. This is a retest gap. It did retest yesterday, and then we closed below this hammer candle. It's kind of a big deal. Pretty big deal. Here's the weekly chart. Now, what I like on Delta, and I'm still on board with this, I think Delta does continue higher, but what's happening is we are simply getting a nice old retest. This right here is when all the noobs hopped on. That's when Jeremy of 2010 was going to get into Delta right there. Type in a 1 if that's where you bought years ago. Right? That's where I would have gotten a decade ago. I'd have gotten right in there, the highest possible price. So I'm like, yes, this is finally the time. This is it. This is when everything says get in. Now I'll get in. That's the wrong time to get in. So anyway, we got a little bit of a double bottom here on Delta, I feel like. Very good resistance all around here. So I think Delta will pull back and then kind of bounce like this. That's my thoughts at least. Let me try a monthly chart. It's a very nice triangle. Yeah, I think we're just going to retest a little bit more and then go higher. We could pull all the way back down, but very short term, AKA day trading, I would look to trade Delta on the bearish side and then take it from there. Scott says, does the violence or AKA the speed or the size of the retest make a difference? Good question. In my research, no. I wouldn't have any statistical evidence to give you anything on record to complement either the size and the speed reacting differently to if it's slower or faster. So yeah, I don't have any statistical or empirical evidence to determine any one of the two act differently. So as long as it retests, then it's healthy. Yeah. How low could this retest? I mean, theoretically, it could go all the way back down to 35. Will it? Probably not. I still think we can get up to 75 by late April. I might be stretching that a little bit. It might be a little bit slow, but rest assured, if Delta pulls back down to here, we're going to hop on. We're going to have a good old time. We'll play something. Next on the list is CDXS. I'm going a little bit faster than yesterday. It's going good. You guys are catching on. I like it. Codex. What did this thing do? This is not even close. Codex. This is the weekly. Here's the daily. It's a biotech. I missed this trade, but if you are in this trade, congrats. You got a very pretty inverted head and shoulders pattern right there. Nice close above the neckline. Todd says he got 100 shares on house money. I like house money. I like house money. I like house drinks. Anything on the house. Let's see. So here would be a support resistance right there. Claude says, can you give an example of a swing trade bullish retest setup? I can. I will send you, Claude, the second hour of Mentorship Monday. That's really all I talked about, that entire hour. So I'll send you that as well, and I can actually find one right now on CDXS. So let me send you that. Give me 1 second. I'll find it, and then I'll post it for you in the chat pane. Because really, man, it's all about creating where you want to get in and knowing it in advance and then getting in. It's called the bounce, the retest, the retracement, second hour. What is the bounce? Here you go. But we'll do one also on CDXS because there is one. It was right here. Right, here's the resistance line. There's the resistance. There's the breakout. There's the retest. So as it pulls back into, pulls back, that's where you start buying. Can guarantee you there's a moving average there on the weekly chart. There it is, the 20 EMA. So just a good little buying spot as it pulls back into some formable support resistance level. It could be a moving average, could be a price, could be whatever you want. In this case, on the daily chart, it was the 100 on the simple on which it bounced. Tommy, I do have LRCX on the list for tomorrow, my friend. Got on the list for tomorrow. Already got all the stocks for today, so we're going to keep cranking it out. So anyway, Todd, to answer your question, where does this bad boy go? Since you got some house money, keep holding that house money. She looks pretty, actually. I think a new back up to the IPO level of 14 is very doable. That'd be $600 extra for you. I think it could slowly climb up there. Looks almost cup and handle-ish. So, yeah, that'd be my thoughts. Apple is on the list, John. Right there, sir. Next on the list, we have CARA. Therapeutics company. We're getting a little bit of a breakout. You might have your wish right now, Claude, because I really do like this breakout, but you have a bunch of white candles in a row, and I'm looking at taking the retest. So is this going to trigger? I want to make sure the risk reward looks good. This is a therapeutic company. I would probably want it to trigger tomorrow. So Claude, let me know if you're still here because I want to talk to you about this trade. It might go a little bit lower than that, actually, looking at the weekly chart. You got some support resistance right about here. Claude's still here. Perfect. Will it pull back that far? Probably not. Let me do it right there. Maybe. So here's the deal. So pretty much what I'm doing, Claude, is I'm putting an entry at a resistance level. Right, so it broke out. This is a retest play, and I'm looking at buying on a pullback. Notice how it says limit. So the question is, Claude, will this trigger? Daniel says, can you look at NEO USD? Is that a crypto, Daniel? It is? Okay. I'll see if I can find that. I'll do that. Email me because I'll do that on another video. NEO USD. So shoot me an email. So that's pretty much it, Claude. Right? You got old resistance, and I know it's a pullback, so I'm going to set up a limit buy, and it may or may not fill. I don't know. But the cool part is posted potential bullish swing on CARA. Buy the retest. Buy the dip. Buy the pullback. Buy the salsa. Okay, trend analysis. Okay, Justin, great question. I do somewhere. It's a video though. It's not like a written checklist, I don't think, but I could always make one at some point. CARA, looks like I've tried one before. Let me see how my last one worked out. That'll help me determine if I should play it again. I don't remember playing it. Oh, yeah. I think this one did work pretty well. I don't think it pulled back quite that far. Nope, it didn't quite make it. Oh, but it did back in July. Just took a little bit longer than I expected. Okay. Okay. All right. Jose says, so after the market closes, do I search for the stocks and FizViz? When you say the stocks, what do you mean? Luke says, I still find it difficult to predict the time frame of these swing trades. How do you plan in advance how long you're going to stay in the trade? Tarot cards. Usually, Luke, you just create a time limit based on your investing plan, sir. So if you're a long-term buy and hold trader, you know you're going to be in a little bit longer. If you're trading for an income, you're going to be in the trade a little bit shorter. The answer is different for every individual person. If you're wondering how long the trade might take to reach its target, the best way to answer that question is look back in the past and determine how long it took the stock to move a certain amount and plan it accordingly. Right? So look back and say, okay, last time this stock, when it broke out or whatever it did, it took 4 months to trade to the target. So expected 4 months. Or just keep being a part of the trading room and ask me, and I'll tell you. That's where the experience comes in. That's where nerding out helps a lot. Manesh says, if I have to trade options on CARA, what strike price and how many months out do you recommend? Do you have to trade options? You said you have to. Why do you have to? 1/25, 2018, CARA, looking for a pullback to 1406 with a stop at 1190. I'm looking at doing shares. This is a good trade based on a retest gap. Open because it's not triggered yet. And I want this to trigger really tomorrow. Because it'd be less investment. Correct, but you don't have to, is what you're saying. If I was going to trade options, I've never traded options on CARA. So if I was going to do an option trade, they only have March, February, or May. So I'd probably go with May. $15 call options. Implied volatility is 86% though. So is earnings coming up on this one? CARA. March 8th. Yeah. Okay. So you got about 2 whole months. All right. So let me see if that one's going to trigger tomorrow. Michael says, so all of that criteria is in the spreadsheet. Yeah, man. Pretty cool, huh? John P says, do you only trade options on swing trades and intraday trade only stocks? Is this correct? No, sir. I'll trade either one. But I only trade options on stocks that I know very well. I know the spreads. I know how they move. I've never traded CARA options before. I'm just going to trade the shares. Yeah. Michael, you're good, dude. No worries. No worries. All right, guys, that's an official trade setup. Tesla. Dylan says, do you ever let a play go through earnings? Only if I love the stock and I want to own it for a long time. Steven says, got to run. See you tomorrow. You got it. Tesla. So this is the pullback, I feel like. This is the wave 4. We're gapping up a little bit pre-market, very small. So I got a 1, 2, 3. I almost got the exact price and the exact day of when that wave 4 was going to start. Very pretty. T-Pack says, dude, you have to look at it on the monthly. What is the monthly doing? Monthly, let me hide the chart. Ooh, like honey, says T-Pack. Yes. T-Pack says, how long do you wait for your trade to trigger after you set your plan? That also depends on the the exact stock TPAC, but usually days to weeks. Chief, I know you've already signed up, so I will send that spreadsheet to you privately. We're going to be sending everyone a welcome packet this weekend with all their links and everything, so you're going to get access to that this weekend. We've just been a little bit swamped, but anyway, I messaged it to you, Chief, where you can have access to it. Tesla DPAC, you're right, it does look pretty. Here's the daily charts. Here's a long term. I'm going to do this again. Yeah, honestly, guys, I would just keep an eye on Tesla to kind of bounce out of here. Start watching it for the bounce on Tesla. Here's your weekly, and it kind of looks like a double bottom. Again, if I hide everything, here's the double bottom, and it kind of closed. It's retesting, so she's getting close on Tesla. When's earnings on Tesla? Because that'll be fun. Tesla earnings, February 21st. We got about a month. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool. Buy this one as low as you can, but you know, if we break the high, especially if we close above the high at any point of tomorrow, I mean, Tesla's going to run. Robert says I showed them February 7th. Oh boy. TOS has it as 221, but they've been wrong before. Lax, I do not look at the news, honestly. So it won't. Joseph also has it as 27. Okay, so it's going to happen pretty soon then. Ash, Philip Morris, today is full already, but I will put on the list for tomorrow. DJ says, how long does the sale last? Let's actually find out. There is a cutoff date, time, 2 days, 7 hours, 15 minutes. Oh, man. Angie, you made me work over the weekend. Jorge says, how do you get the Elliott waves? You draw them. Yes. Correctamundo. Come over here. On TradingView, if you have, I think it's Pro or Pro Premium. It's right under the text box. And come over here and just click on that. I hear you, boss. I got you. So Tesla, looking at it for it to bounce. See what's going on. James says, is it available wrap yet? What does that mean? It's probably a typo. James, is it available? TJ says, I guess I'll have to be in leaps on Tesla for me if I'm holding over earnings. Yeah, because it's right around the corner. John says, so you day trade directional options at the money. If I'm day trading options, they're usually at the money. That's correct. James says, I mean, the class is available at Real Life Trading. The only classes that are not available yet is the cryptocurrency program because those start on Monday. So, yes. Maybe. Marius, email me. Thomas says, Elliott Wave drawings are part of the free trading view. Okay, cool. So, yep, there you go, Jorge. You just have to kind of click on it and draw it and all that kind of good stuff. All right. We're doing good. We're making good progress. Again, a lot of great questions, but I like it. Facebook. Let's hire Mr. Squiggles. And that's kind of what I'm thinking on Facebook. That is what I am thinking on ticker symbol FB. New all-time high. This will just be a retest. Here's the exponential moving averages, right? Kind of a pullback into those. So Claude, you're asking about how I buy the retest. If you look at this analysis, Claude, that means that you would look to buy the dip into there as it pulls back. Now, I know earnings are right around the corner, January 31st, so that'll be exciting. So let's see what happens on earnings. If you want to play something over earnings, I mean, here's my thoughts on Facebook. Only one of two things will happen. Let's just go ahead and talk about it. Facebook either gaps up on earnings and trades down, or gaps down on earnings and trades up. Facebook pre-earnings analysis. Lisa says, is that a bearish Rami? It is indeed. My thoughts on Facebook: if Facebook gaps up, she will trade down. This is what has happened many times in the past. Or Facebook gaps down and gets bought up again. If you are looking to do a option trade over earnings, probably a bullish to neutral position, like a bull put spread. That's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on Facebook. James says, what is the link for the specials? Here you go, sir. So yeah, that's really what I think. I mean, Robert Falco has a put sale expiring tomorrow. Matt DeLong and Luke have some way down there at 162.50. So that's kind of what I would say on Facebook. That's kind of my thoughts, and we'll just kind of take it from there. Ash says, link to that trading view analysis on Facebook. Okay, here you go. All right. Joe says, can I buy into the monthly and be locked in and pay with 2 cards? It's a good question, Jose. Email Ashley at reallifetrading.com, please. And yeah, I totally get it, man. So yeah, email her, no stress. We'll figure it out for you. We're aiming to please, man. We want to enrich lives. Andrew says, isn't Mr. Squiggles predominantly blue? Usually he's pink, actually. Usually he's a pink squiggle. Yeah, we're doing good. We're making good time. Mara says, who's Mr. Squiggles? He's a wizard, man. He's a wizard that lives on Castle D Rock. Only comes out in the winter. PBR, big breakout, strong resistance. A close above 1257 is kind of a big deal. Petro Brazil. This is a big deal, guys. I mean, Petro Brazil's breaking out. Yeah. Closing above the 50. This is on the monthly chart. Adriano, how you playing this, man? Camilo says it's booming with dollar weakness. Adriano says because of good news. How'd you get in, my man? I'm sure you did. You messaged me about this one a while ago. Weekly. Yeah, guys, this looks pretty nice. Adriano says, I'm in. Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to publish a chart on this one as well. I got a lot of traders who are excited about this. Let's I can do a target. The target on this one initially will be 1897. 2018 targets are going to be up here. This is the monthly time frame. 2018. And then I'm just going to draw a trend line, actually. Bow. Something like that. Make that a little thinner. Okay, and then something like a little bit of a pullback into that level and then a bounce higher. PBR, looking bullish. Greg says 2018, talk about long term. I know, right? So that's for the year. Oh, 20, I typed it wrong. Oh, that's funny stuff. That is funny. Greg says, I get credit. You do. You do. Frequent trader point, man, for spotting errors. Greg Hill. Ashley's got it. She's already here on it. 100 years. Listen, wait 100 years, and you guys will make money on this trade. PBR. Can't go wrong. Sipping that. All right. Long. VALE also looks good. So that we're all familiar with just kind of the process of all this. I'm going pretty slow because there's a lot of good questions, and I just want to make sure everyone gets their questions answered during the free week. The vast majority of the time, I end exactly an hour into the afternoon room. So just kind of throwing that out there. So yeah, I'm gonna go a little slower for the free week, but next week, you know, there'll be less people, so there'll be less questions. I can still go fast, but your questions will get answered. Because right now, if one person asks a question every minute, that's 200 minutes of questions, you know, so it's fair though. I mean, I like it. I love it. Keep cranking it out. I'm just letting you know that that's what's up. Okay, AIG. AIG. Wow. 2008 hit this one hard. This is the weekly chart, and this is the daily chart. AIG has had some very strong strides in the last 2 to 3 days. If you're in bullish, stay in bullish. If not, you've missed the boat on this one. Bullish to neutral, longer term looks bullish to neutral, but what I got. Michael says, I got some homework done. I got to get my homework done. All right, this weekend's. Get her done. AIG, if you're in it, stay in it. If you're not, wait. Microsoft. Congrats, Sandra, for snagging a really good trade on Microsoft. Sandra got into Microsoft bullish back here somewhere, if I recall correctly. And she is out as of now. So the trends is bullish on Microsoft. If you're looking at going bullish on Microsoft and you're not in already, I would just wait for some kind of dip opportunity, some kind of pullback, and then buy into that weakness. And again, depending on how big the pullback is, would depend on simply your time frame for trading it. Texas Instruments. I mentioned I want to look at this one yesterday because I thought it would retest. So let me hop in here to the hourly chart. And it did retest. So this is Mr. Squiggles in blue. And I wanted the stock to pull back into a little bit farther. So I wanted at least one bearish trade out there just in case. I think it might be it on Texas Instruments. Again, I will just throw this out there. I haven't won on a bearish trade since I think August, but I'll go back to the daily chart once I look at this one. What would this be? A 110 put option? Let me figure out what value that would be purchased at. 110. Hop in here to the hourly chart. I'd probably do a stock contingency order. Oh boy, let me look at this daily chart. So we have an inside day candle with a lower shadow. Should I just wait for a break of that low? And if I do that, where should my stop go? Because the target is the 50 EMA. That's probably as far as we go. Hourly time frame, I mean, I'd really almost like to get into some here, like half here and then half once it breaks down. Here's the deal. I think I'm probably trying to force the trade. Here's what I'll say. If you're a little bit more of an advanced trader, watch Texas Instruments the next 2 or 3 days for some quick bearish plays. If you're a brand new trader, just leave it alone because it will be fast if it moves. You can still watch it, make it virtually trade it, right? If you're a newer trader. I just like the gap. I like the inside candle. It just doesn't have super far to go. Market's insanely bullish. So I'll sneak at it one more time tomorrow. If we get another inside day candle tomorrow, I might just have to make it happen. Okay, EIX. EIX, Edison International. People are trying to figure out when the heck this thing's going to rest. This is the monthly chart. Good pullback. Daily charts. Wow. This is like, don't go chasing waterfalls. Jose says, do you short stocks with screeners or only trade stocks known? Very good question. Personally, Jose, I only trade stocks that I know about. But since there's a lot of traders out there, this room is built for you guys, not me. Otherwise, it'd be very boring. So what I do is I go look for other stocks that people look at, which they probably do scanners or they hear news or they see gaps. Most of the time, most of the stocks that we're going to set up, Jose, are something that is gapping in some form or fashion. It's a very valid question. If I were playing Edison International, which I'm not, I would want to close above 63.03 because there's no real support, moving average, Fibonacci, or anything right here that's really holding it up. So I'd want it to close above that to really prove that it is going to try to hold it. Obviously, if you want to do a long term, like buy and hold for 10 years, you know, feel free to. But the support resistance that I would think it would pause at is more around 60. So I'm going to wait on Edison, personally. BB. I want to see if we're going to trade this one yesterday. We got real close. One intraday trigger. Nice. Nothing yet. Okay, so we made it to the 20. So this is the 20. I'm just always cautious on BlackBerry. I'm very cautious on BlackBerry. Jose, FinViz is a great source. You can also use this gap up and gap down list right here to find stocks that are gapping, and then just go review them at the end of the market to see if you want to swing trade them. Best thing, Jose, is just to find 10 or 12 stocks that you really, really like a lot, companies that you know very well, and just trade those frequently. I mean, might as well keep it easy. Because honestly, man, if you scan every day, you will run out of money way faster than you will run out of opportunities. And in this market, it's just all about capital protection. It's not about making money. It's about not losing it. Is the name of the game. Yeah, no worries, man. Dale says, is bar chart updated live throughout the day? It is. Good question, Dale. BB, we're going to come back and look at tomorrow. It is bouncing off the 20. Do I want to bounce off? Do I want to buy it off the 20? No. Why? Just looking at BlackBerry, I think it can pull back a little bit farther. I think we can get a little bit cheaper. If it pulled back all the way to 12.35, I'd be willing to try it. So we pull back to there, I'm on board. But it's going to be a little bit before that happens. So I'm going to look at it again tomorrow. We're going to keep an eye on it every day or so. All right, I'm going to start speeding it up just a smidge. CREE, nothing. Buy off the 100 if you're looking at trading it. That's all I got. Next on the list is Diamond Offshore Drilling, ticker symbol DO. Nothing really. Trend looks okay. Big breakout of 1722. In my opinion, this wave count is almost too easy. Here's your double bottom right there. So that makes this a wave 3, 4, 5. This is going to be some kind of correction. If I was playing Diamond Offshore Drilling, I would love it if it could come back to 1722. Marta, valid question. She asks, is the Slack chat room for both swing traders and day traders? Yes, it is for both. So Diamond Offshore Drilling, pullback. If you were looking at buying it, I would love to buy it off the 100 simple on the weekly charts. Other than that, I don't see much on DEO that's exciting. Next on the list is Halliburton. Talk about missing a layup. Halliburton had a phenomenal gap on Monday. I didn't get a chance to trade. Neither did Robert Falco. And then it traded right to 57.33. That was the target, and it kind of started failing. So bottom line, HAL, Halliburton traded to a target. This looks like, again, a pretty obvious wave count to me. 1, 2, 3, some kind of 4, and who knows how far this pullback could happen, and then a wave 5-ish. I don't know exactly where wave 5 would be. I don't have any position on Halliburton, but what I could say is I don't feel super amazing about doing a bear call spread because there's very little premium. Let me just go check. Halliburton, HAL, January 22nd, so it's already had earnings. So we could do a little bit farther away, maybe in March. February, 59, I could get 30 cents. In the 60, I could buy it for 8.19 maybe. That's not terrible. 11 cents for a month. It's decently far away. I'd prefer 60 though. 60 for February, for March. Regular March. I have 60, 62.50. I could sell for 60 cents and I could buy for 30 cents. That's 30 cents, a little bit better than 12% return. For 2 months, nah. All right, no trade on Halliburton, just waiting it out. Next on the list is XEL. This is one Andre requested. XEL, look at this weekly chart. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Lego my ego. Here's the daily charts. Some nice looking candles, some good volume coming in. Andre, interesting stock. Morningstar, but this is the weekly chart, but it did trade down to a good support. This hourly chart looks pretty clean. Let me come back to the daily. This thing could pop pretty fast, I feel like. Where's those moving averages? Interesting. Okay. XEL. Challenge is I can't trade this because I didn't plan it, but I can watch it tomorrow and see if I can day trade it. I am allowed to do that. I'm thinking that XEL could have a quick bullish pop at some point. Could also retest. I'm going to start planning it, and if it kind of pulls back a little bit tomorrow and then kind of bounces around, looks maybe a little bit of a bullish pop, I think this is be one that looks kind of viable. So I mean, just for me personally, I have to wait, but I would say you're welcome to at least watch XEL for a very quick bullish pop. All right, noted. Next on the list, we got AVGO, Broadcom. AVGO. So this one was a day trade played by some professional real-life traders. Dean, the Chancellor, just played it bearish between the 100 and the 200. Not sure how he found it, but that's okay. That's why I like having a lot of people trading and scanning and looking for stuff. Broadcom, I personally think it needs to pull back a little bit farther. 50 EMA would be nice, which is at 240.77 on the weekly. The daily did close below the 200. It looks a little more bearish to me. A little more bearish. Would I buy it right here? No, I think it could pull down just a hair more. Down to the 50 EMA, like I said, 240.77 would be kind of the spot I personally would be looking at taking it. Yeah. Only because this and this, I can see some similarities. Michael said I had share since 54. Whoa. Glad you signed up, man. I need that brain. Michael says, sold them all yesterday. Sweet. Jose says, how do you determine what's best at the moment for a stock, day trade or swing trade? Jose, that is just based on strategies, man. So day trades, I mean, I'm only playing gaps on day trades, you know, so that morning they're gapping. Swing trades are just usually, I mean, you don't have to play either is the thing, right? You could just do one or the other. You can only day trade or you can only swing trade. You don't have to do both. How do I determine which one I'm going to do more of? If it's a stock or a company that I know something about, I like their product, I spend money with them, and I want to invest with them a little bit longer term, you know, then I'll do more of a swing trade approach. John says, why use only moving averages, not other indicators? These moving averages are lagging, so you look at them as per trend indicator, for example, looking at slope, correct. And I would say they're not really lagging necessarily because they are just the average price of the most recent closing candles. So they're just averages of price. PLTA, PTLA. That's why D said that. PTLA. All right, I'm gonna start speeding up a little bit more. Portorola Pharmaceuticals, weekly chart. I like this 50 right here. I was saying yesterday, I think this is more of a bullish to non-directional type of setup. If I go over here to the monthly chart, yeah, it's sideways. I mean, it hasn't really done much. When is earnings on this stock? PTLA, let me pull this up. PTLA, earnings are February 28th, so we got some time. February bull put spread. Let's see, back to a weekly chart. 45, no real premium. Unless you did a $45 put sale, and you might be able to get 45 cents for that $45 put sale. Otherwise, I just like it bullish to neutral. It's pretty sideways, which is a good thing, right? Because that means if you're doing this and it trades back down into that support, buy low, sell high. Next on the list, EXC. EXC is Exelon Corporation. Nice little pennant pattern. Here's a weekly chart. Yes, I had a few traders ask about this one. I'm not in this trade, don't have any position in it, but what I can say is, boop, nice old resistance right there. Bleep. Nice pullback to the 50 EMA on the weekly chart. If you were looking at going long on EXC, whoever requested this particular trade, this would beware. Nice weekly candle so far. Daily candle looks nice. All right, we're consolidating. It was a buy low, sell high approach. And you're at the 200. Yeah, it looks good. Earnings. EXC, February 7th. So they're kind of around the corner. I would say as long as it doesn't gap down below 37 on that one, you should be pretty good. John, we won't have time today to look at Twitter because we're already over time by 8 minutes, but I'll put it on the list for tomorrow. Next on the list is MYO. This is one I wanted to look at yesterday. And MYO, so it did pop higher today. Okay. Oh, and it's already gapping up. Nice. Andrew, I know that you're in already. So this is the trade that we looked at yesterday. I'm going to see if we can catch it on a pullback. It's gapping up. I'll do a limit buy. Mark Schumel says BP tomorrow. Okay. So I'll see if this will pull back. Jose says, what are your thoughts regarding E-Trade as a broker? I like E-Trade about as much as I like vanilla ice cream. Which means I'll have it if it's available, and that's the only thing I can eat. That's the only ice cream I can have, sure. Otherwise, I'm going to have something else. Michael says he likes vanilla. No, you don't. Get out of here. No one prefers vanilla over chocolate.
I do.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking with you guys. Oh man.
We're just a made-up group of people.
Andrew said it's a riot. Wait a minute. Let me ask this question. Do the same people who like vanilla ice cream prefer creamy peanut butter?
No.
Because if that's the case, then you got to do something more with your life. Jose said, heck no. We like to have fun here.
Chocolate peanut butter sounds good, but vanilla peanut butter doesn't.
Vanilla peanut butter does not sound good.
Chocolate peanut butter.
Chocolate peanut butter is a Reese's cup.
I know, but I'm saying, what if there was a vanilla?
I don't think anyone would buy that. 346. What broker do I use? Thinkorswim and Interactive Brokers. So I like this swing trade setup. This is also a new official swing trade. Open. Probably will miss this. New swing on MYO. Thomas. Yes. Okay. Again, we'll probably miss that, but who knows? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Okay, next on the list. I thought I was going faster than I am, but I guess I'm going slow. Watt, W-A-T-T. Oh, another good one. Well, that's why I exited all my trades today. By the way, I didn't mean to scare you when I sent out that email. Michael, no, this is, normally we're going to send it in a welcome packet. I just sent you the link in the chat pane, Michael. This worksheet is accessible to anyone. We give the link out to everyone who's purchased the program, which you have. So anyway, we just haven't sent out welcome packets yet because we're building the links for the new room. We will send that out as part of the welcome packet for anyone who joins. Yeah, man, but you got it now. I also like Watt, W-A-T-T. That's a nice morning star reversal. I don't think it's going to trigger though, just because I think this is a flash in the pan. Let me come back to this one tomorrow. Thomas says, Jeremy, usually I listen to you 1.5 speed. You sound slow live. I know. I know. It's painful. TSRO. Yes, please. This one's going to be a stop limit, and this will be a setup on TSRO. Retest gap. This is the retest. Oops, I'll publish it since it's the free week. TSRO. Potential bullish swing. Nice retest gap. Nice flag pattern. Let's find out. All right, TSRO, that'll work. So again, I closed all my swing trades today, as you guys got the email. That wasn't like saying the market was going to crumble. That was just a very rare event that I was green across all positions. And towards the end of the month, I have a rule in my plan that says if it's towards the end of the month and the market's near all-time highs and I'm profitable on all positions, swing trade, short-term swing trade positions, I can close them all. So that's what I did. Locked in almost 3 R's doing it, almost 15 R's on the month. Net, feeling good. Okay. New swing on TSRO, and then new swing on CARA. Jose, we will provide that spreadsheet for you. Yes, I know that you were just asking earlier about getting signed up. So yeah, once you chat with Ashley and we figure that out, we'll give you that spreadsheet. That saves you hundreds of hours. Hundreds. Next on the list is Alcoa. Alcoa, This is an interesting looking move, actually. This is a very strong gap, and it should go lower. If Alcoa closes above 53.98, I would not be bearish any longer. Not bearish anymore. Because I thought Alcoa was going to pretty much do what it's doing. Strong gap, retest, rollover, and then bounce. Doesn't have to happen, though. So again, at the end of the day tomorrow, if we close above 53.98 and that gap starts filling, not bearish means two things. It either means you can go bullish, or it means you can just simply not go bearish. Right? So it means you can buy calls or shares or whatever, or not buy puts. Kind of up to you. I'm going to add a P and an L, and we got ourselves Apple. Apple pooping his pants a little bit today. Victor's got a February week 1 put sale at 165 because he doesn't mind owning shares. I mentioned to all in attendance on Tech Giant Tuesday, if we close below the low of that bullish candle, we were going to go lower. I said that about 9 times. That is what happened. So, yeah, we're pulling back some. Big move today. Is it going to bounce off the 50? Only time will tell. Guys, this is not the top of Apple. Okay, it's a little bit of a shakeout, yes. But this is not the top. We will absolutely go higher from here. They have billions in cash. So long term, if you want to hold some long term stuff, that's fine. This is profit taking at its finest, exactly. Apple has and always will be a buy the rumor, sell the news. So once some big news comes out on Apple that's like concrete about what they're doing, you know, most people start selling and locking in profits. Earnings is right around the corner on Apple. I will say, officially, as of yesterday or today, I didn't check the exact date actually, I did get filled on January 2020 190 calls, aka leads. So I did get filled on those. I wanted to get filled on those at $20 per contract or lower. So just kind of throwing that out as an FYI. Could it go a little bit lower on Apple? Of course. Will it? You know, I'm not entirely sure. I will look for some bull put spreads over earnings. Mark says, what does that mean precisely? I'm just bullish long term, really. I guess is all that means. So Apple, I'll look at it more on Tuesday. Marta says, why so far out? Why not 2019? 2019 is not that far out anymore. I just buy as much time as you can. That way you can't complain that you don't have the time when the time doesn't come. Because I think Apple might get up to 250 in the next year and a half, and that would be really cool for those options. So anyway, worst case scenario, we'll look at Apple more Tuesday, but I think in this and this, it's the exact same thing that happened the last 2 or 3 times. Otherwise, if Apple trades down, it won't go lower than 155, and then I think that would be a good opportunity to buy some more stuff. So we'll see exactly what Apple does. I'll look at it more on Tuesday. I track Apple very well, guys. So, you know, next week we'll talk all kinds of stuff. I think they gap down on earnings, and then they trade higher. John says, do you sell short in the front month to offset your leap? Of course. Of course I do, John. That is called a long call diagonal. Here is ticker symbol CX. CX, not doing all that much. Stuck in between the long terms. CX, not doing absolutely nothing. MU. Congratulations on Micron Technology. So Micron, you all got filled on this weekly options newsletter trade. I sent it out for free yesterday and the day before. Sent it out twice. And we got filled yesterday at, I got a bunch of different answers, somewhere between $2, $1.96, $1.83. A bunch of people got filled at different prices. But bottom line, when I sent out the email this morning, Micron was up here, and we were able to exit Micron for 250. So a lot of traders got out of Micron. I know it was a quick move, but that's what the weekly options newsletter is for. Quick in and out plays. And even with one contract, you made 50 bucks. I mean, one singular contract cost you 200, you made $50. That's 25% ROI in 24 hours. And you got it for free, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying, your boy, he's got you. Where does it go now? I wish I knew exactly. Probably going to keep slowly grinding higher. More likely. We're gapping up again pre-market, barely. So we probably slowly keep creeping higher. 100 simple is going to be a strong support. I love my put sales down here. Here's the hourly chart, and here's the pre-market. And again, it traded back down to the exact same price on which we bought it before, right? I mean, it's the exact same place that it was yesterday when it bounced. So whoever bought there and made money and sold here, what do you think they're going to do again? The exact same thing. So if you played it twice, you are better than I am. I didn't get a chance to set it up 2 times. But anyway, I like MU. I like this put sale expiring in February. Brad's got one expiring later. But yeah, we were able to exit, and all is well. Lisa says, I didn't get the newsletter. I emailed it out on Tuesday and or Wednesday, and I said, but wait, there's more in the subject line. Also, it is on the front page of the website right here. Right there. Always cool to log in to the website. Post stuff pretty cool pretty often. But yeah, check your email, Lisa. I'm sure you got it. She says, I got it, but wait, there's more. That's the one. That is the newsletter. I guess I should have had a better headline. GWW on the list. Oh, boy. Huge. Huge. Billions and billions. Massive gap on Granger. We'll look at this one later, but bottom line, guys, and this is going to be pretty simple. It's a retest gap, and here's the resistance. If you're looking at playing Granger, that's fine. Just kind of buy the dip. Really powerful move. Here's the daily chart. Nice retest gaps. Yeah. What a phenomenally, very, very powerful gap. Buy the dip at the all-time highs. Nike is about to make new all-time highs as well. I think it did today, actually. Yep, made new all-time highs on Nike. So Nike breaking out of a distribution phase. Here's the daily charts. Daily chart looks strong. Very powerful trend on Nike. What do you guys think? Is this the time to buy on Nike? Answer is no. It has already retested. Yep, the retest was right there, right there, right there. It's gapping up after hours. It is. Wow. So I forget the gentleman who asked how I determine when to get in and when to get out. I think that was Jose, if it's a swing or a day trade. So I wouldn't swing trade Nike here, but since it's gapping up post-market, if it opened above the high of today, I would day trade that tomorrow. I will be in the morning room all day tomorrow, by the way, folks. If you guys want to hop in there, it's still free. But then it's over until June. So the only way to trade with me on a day-to-day basis is sign up. Otherwise, it won't happen again until June or late May or something like far away. So Nike, if it gaps up there tomorrow morning, I'll look to play it as a day trade maybe. Otherwise, as far as a retest, I would look for it to pull back to the 50 EMA and crush it accordingly. So Nike, buy the dip on the swing. Day trade, I'll wait on that one. Progressive for Sandra. Ticker symbol PGR. Pull down to the 50. Buy the dip. Bounce a little bit off the 50 EMA. Here's the weekly charts. Trade down to the 10. You would have had to had your order sitting out there ready to buy on Progressive to catch that. Otherwise, it's probably already done its thing. Unless you're able to trade the hourly chart. If you're able to trade the hourly chart on Progressive, all right, which means you're a little bit more of an active trader, you get to buy the computer just a tad more. I would get in here with a stop there and let that continue to slowly keep climbing. 5 more minutes. That's how long we got. Speaking of 5, here's FIVE. 5 below. Don't know how in the world the stock is at $67 as they just sell stock things that are $5 or cheaper. Pretty much like Dollar General, I guess. Here's the weekly charts. And the thing about 5 below is it broke out of a long-term accumulation pattern. So this one looks good. The trend looks strong. And I'd have to argue that this is the wave 3 of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So wave 4 is coming on 5 below, more than likely. And give it some time, let it rest, buy the dip, and be bullish on a pullback on 5 below. UNH. Here's the weekly chart. Wow. Some of these stocks are just hilarious. Hilarious. Oh, boy. I mean, just a monster. Gosh. I'm missing all of this. Oh, well. Trend is your friend. When it pulls back into the 10 and or the 20 and or the 50, try to buy it and buy the dip. I don't know what in the world the U.S. equity market's going to do or when, but there is a pullback coming. Yeah, there's a pullback coming. I don't know how big it's going to be, but something. 60% pullback? Nah, I don't think 60. It's too strong for that. At least right now. Alaska Airlines. Alaska Airlines looks like it's going to try to come back to 55.36. What's very interesting about this candle on Alaska, this is interesting. I'm not going to take this trade. All I'm saying is if it closes above 63, 67, I'd look to go more bullish than bearish. I can't be in everything. That's why I'm not taking this trade. But it traded down to a really strong support. Here's the monthly chart. Could be head and shoulders, sure. But it also could not be. It could easily bounce here. Nice long lower shadow, high wave candle, tons of volume. A lot of people went bearish right here. So there were people that had their orders ready to go bearish with a break below this bullish candle. And they got trapped. So if we close above 63, 67, for anyone who requested Alaskan Airlines, I would just be a little bit more bullish at that point. Next on the list is DATA, D-A-T-A. And DATA, I'm starting to watch this one for a swing trade. The plan is on. It didn't close exactly how I wanted, but I've only been playing this one for about 15 hours. No, I'm sorry, less than that. 8 hours. So maybe tomorrow I might be able to make this one official. But data, keep your eyes on it. I'm looking for a pullback and then a bounce. And then last but not least for the day, CenturyLink. CenturyLink. Official trade. Stop limit 1802 by 1760. And if that doesn't trigger tomorrow, swing on CTL, nice bullish gap and go. You could trade options on this one as it's much more, has a much better volume. It's not that spready. Had a good bullish gap. If you wanted to trade options on CenturyLink, for my option fans, you could easily go with March and just do it at the money, 17 or 18. So if you want to do options on this one, you easily could. You could also do shares. It's not expensive by any means. New swing, could do shares or options. I'll put that on the list tomorrow because that's an aggressive trade and it needs to trigger soon, but looks pretty toasty. And put that in the worksheets, and that is an hour and 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, of my day for you fine folks. Any last minute questions just about signing up in general? Because again, there's only one day left for us to be together. I hope payday for a lot of you is next, well, tomorrow. 1760. 1760. I think this is a great gap. I'll do it with shares personally based on a gap and go. Open because it's not triggered. And we have 4 new swing trades. Of course, thanks, Jeremy. You got it, Corey. Nice retest on NVIDIA, by the way, for you. Lita says, will there be a recording of tonight? This particular class that you just were in? Yes, ma'am. It is recording. I will end the recording in just seconds, and I'll send it out in a little bit. Asha says, is CenturyLink good long-term also? Yeah, I'd say so. They'd still pay good dividends. The premiums are pretty good down here. Matthew says, maybe I'll sign up for the swing room. Do it. Be there, be a triangle. Folks, you guys are awesome. Mark says, how much is the room? Mark, I will send you the special. Here it is right here. Depends on what room you want, but the bundle that we're providing right now is $169. That is cheaper or less expensive, I should say, than the morning room by itself just a week ago. $169 gets you everything. Get in. It's not expensive. You guys know this. Matthew says $169 just for swing. If you want to do just the afternoon swing trading room, that's only $119 a month. $119 for just the afternoon swing trading room. So that's even cheaper than $169 if you want to do just the afternoon. So, hey guys, thanks for being here. You rock. I'll see you tomorrow.